Maggie.
Hello. Welcome back to Navigating the Healing Path podcast.
It is a great week, and I'm really excited to be talking about community more, since that's been something I have been inviting for a bit of time now and have been really growing it for the last couple of years. And not just any community, but one that I've really been seeking that can help hold space for my growth, that I can practice holding space with. So I'm really excited to have an opportunity to share all of our journey and growth in this arena. And we have a special guest with us.
Yes, we do. Drum roll.
Do-do-do-do.
The final guest of the season, too.
It is our very good friend, Polly.
Yay. Welcome.
Hello. It's very exciting to be here.
It's very exciting to have you.
Longtime listener, longtime friend.
Facts.
And I'm excited for you to be here. In the same vein of what this podcast has been for us, as a tool, a practice for speaking our truth, for connecting and being present and in our power, and really just sharing our experiences and how we have been navigating our own healing path. So thank you for being here. Really.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. I'm so excited. Before we get into it, though, just because it's just so very helpful and pretty much traditional at this point, we're going to breathe and we're going to connect all together at once through our breath into this moment to practice presence and open ourselves to receive. So deep breath in. And out. And one more full, deep belly breath, expanding breath in. And release. All right.
That's so fun to do with just like an official crowd. Like three's a crowd. Like it's definitely an amazing vibe when it's just like Nikki and myself recording. But there's something about it. It's nice. The synchronistic togetherness breathing. I hope that's tangible for everybody listening as well.
I especially like how we're all holding intention together in the same moment. I also think that's very powerful.
So powerful.
So just for our listeners' purpose or, interest, can you share who you are and a little bit about, is that too much to ask? Like who is this mystery person speaking to us?
I am Polly. I have been friends with Nikki for,
29 years.
29 years. And we have grown so much together, and it's just really a delight to be here with you now. Mm-hmm. I met Maggie a couple years ago, or a little bit more maybe, but...
We had met very briefly when I was still working for Nikki's husband.
I remember.
But we weren't in any sort of like close group or anything. But then Nikki so wonderfully and magically started a little self-care Sunday group, which we reference constantly on this podcast. And we also reference you, Polly, constantly on this podcast, which I'm sure you know.
Yes, I have heard that.
Well, when did that Sunday group get started? Was that 2023?
End of 23, maybe? Yeah, end of
I
23.
Think so. Yeah, like 2.5-ish years.
Yeah.
It's just so fascinating, like how closely connected I felt to you and how comfortable and safe I felt with you, even though like our meeting is virtual because you don't live in the same state as us, sadly. But I don't know, it just feels like I've known you for lifetimes, even though it's only been a few short years.
Yeah, I feel the same. I was just thinking about that it's been since 2023, but I can't recall the beginning because the connection is just so strong. It's hard to imagine when it was new. I imagine it was awkward and challenging, but I'm so aware of how like deeply rooted our community is now and how safe it is that it's hard to remember it not always being so.
Yeah, it is. I feel like even 2.5 years ago, you would have absolutely said no to being on this podcast too. Like
perhaps 2 weeks ago, I might have.
Yeah, honest. Yeah, maybe.
But I feel like that's such a testament to your growth and I don't know, just like the community that we've created together.
Yeah. It reminds me that's why we started the whole Self-Care Sunday Club was because all of us were seeking community. Like Maggie, after we started meditating together and we started working, you had spoken, I want more people that are interested in this, in the work, in accountability, and just holding space and practicing vulnerability and working on the things that we want to grow in ourselves. And so I just paid attention to who was around me speaking these words of, I would like to connect with community. And that's when I invited everyone to see what that looked like and felt like, and just sort of kind of trying to create a container for us to practice speaking and honoring like what we're looking at.
Yeah. And holding space for everybody else in the group too.
Yeah, we gotten to practice a lot of things. Like we just honor and reflect and ask questions, and like it's been a really great experience. Like everything about it has been wonderful and feels very sacred.
100%. I feel like that group is probably going to be like the foundational example of the power of intentional community here in this conversation today. I could just, like for me, like this Sunday group has been the most transformative group in my life so far. But yeah, is there anything coming through your channel? We could go into different types of things. Like there's all
so
different
many,
types of community.
So many different, and groups.
And groups for
Right?
all sorts of things.
Like, and honestly, so much of this, putting yourself out there and not networking, bleh, I don't necessarily like the word networking for this, because it's not like I'm trying to hook up to something to get something. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's connection. I mean, it's like a place to show up where other people show up and you connect and you learn from each other.
yes. As we're talking about this, what's coming through is all of the resistance to going to groups I find really interesting. And maybe it's because I've known people, I've experienced it myself. You know, there have been groups that haven't been great for people, where it makes you feel more codependent and less an individual. And yeah, abuses happen everywhere. Power struggles happen everywhere. So that is valid, right? The experiences that we've had. But I just want to encourage everyone who's listening, and this is also to myself as well, is just to keep trying if you feel so called to.
Because being in a group is like a thing you learn how to do. Like when I was younger, I was like kind of thrust into a support group when I was really young and not ready for it. And it, as you described, was like not the right group for me. You know, the people who were there, the things they were going through, I like took on more negative things than not. And I remember, you know, being parts of other groups. Like I joined a poetry group, a poetry group run by a therapist, and everyone would come and write poems and share them, and also like share about what they're going through. But I just wasn't ready or able to share or be seen. And through our group on Sundays, I've learned that skill. I've also learned that like taking up space is a gift. I think that, you know, we all have our moments in group where we say, oh, I took up so much space, and oh my, I came in hot, and oh, that's a really heavy thing. But the thing is, it's always a gift. Our connection is a gift. Our sharing is a gift. And we learn things from the vulnerability that we share with each other. And that is a skill. And that is something you can learn to be comfortable within, and it will grow you.
And I like all the groups that are out there, whether you want to get better at knitting or you don't want to knit alone, or book clubs. It's about just connecting with other humans because it's a requirement for our mental wellness.
And to our nervous system. And as somebody who has, for a lot of my life, been very introverted, and my body has kind of been adverse to, I don't know, like physical touch and intimacy at times, it feels counteractive, but like our nervous system and our bodies are wired for physical connection and kind of being in tribe and community with others. We are built for it as humans.
Yeah.
It is like a foundational need across all boxes of our existence. It's hard, especially, you know, like you said, when we've encountered abuse and trauma, because like all of those things come from relationship wounds. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to like
get over that.
Yeah, to open
Push
yourself
through it.
up to the potential of being, again, relationally wounded. Mm-hmm. But as much as it is the thing that has harmed us most, it is the very thing that will help to heal and transcend those wounds.
Mm-hmm. Right. And in the divine timing too.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's just my take on it, but in time, because you still need time to process and understand and discern and establish new intentions or boundaries. You know, it's always like there's always an adjustment period. Like when you try something, you try this group, and not everything. It's kind of like finding the right therapist. You don't have to necessarily just take the first one that's given to you. It depends on the system that you're in. Maybe that is, but then you just use it, and you know, as well as you can. But keep searching, keep being open. You'll find it, but slowly too. No rush, no need to join all of the groups, just one at a time, and feel yourself and take it slow.
Yeah.
But man, it has been so helpful having you guys in that Sunday group for especially the last year that I had that forced rest spurts throughout the year, and just being in the shadow and in the darkness. I'm like, wow, I'm super depressed. I don't really want to be here. Like, it was so profound of an experience that I can show up to my own group, right? And be like, I don't want to be here. Like, yep. And you guys are like, valid. Me neither, honestly. If I'm being honest, I was not really looking, because I'm all in my feels today, and we're just commiserating, like, and just relating. But once I'm there and I show up and I speak my truth and all of the blah, you know, like, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm looking at. This is why. And I get to the other side of that every single time. I always feel better. My whole system feels lighter. It feels unburdened. And I also, because we've established this, you guys are not allowed to take it on, right? Like that we have agreed that in our intention of this group, we are not here to burden anybody else. We're just here to present like a show and tell, like, hi, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm going through.
Yeah. No emotional dumping.
Right.
For sure.
Right. It's not like we're not like trying to not be accountable. It's just we're just being honest with ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And all holding energetic boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And instead of, we've adopted this practice of, instead of giving advice, unless you directly ask, because there has been like, okay, I don't know what to do, any advice. Unless you specifically ask for advice, you don't give it, but you are allowed to ask questions, clarifying questions, questions to get the individual who's sharing to look at something that maybe you're curious about, or that maybe, because like we don't want to tell each other things like, like who we are. We can recognize patterns and we can ask those questions, but we're not here to tell each other who each other is.
Yeah. We're not trying to make assumptions or create false stories or
even just spin the drain and go down. We're always working on clarity and elevating and just creating more space, a lot of space holding practice. And that's just been amazing. It's just been really helpful as a practice just to go to something that you know is beneficial, that's good for you, even if you don't want to. Like most good things, like going to the gym. It's like going to spiritual, emotional gym.
Literally, though, yeah.
And those days when it's the most hard to show up tend to be days that surprise you the most with how transmuted those things get, like how we can work through those things in a group, how just exposing them and getting another set of ears on them. And you know what I mean? Just coming into a loving space where maybe we're more accepted than we're accepted by others in a way that is informing how we can accept ourselves. So it's very helpful because sometimes the inner dialogue is not always as kind as it could be. And coming to the group with things can really teach us how to be kinder to ourselves.
And I like how sometimes you guys also help with reframe. I think we do that for each other a lot. Like, I can see where you're coming from. There's always that validation. Like, no, I absolutely see that. But you know what I find delightful is I can see it like this.
Yeah.
And just throwing a possibility out there. And it's just like, oh, I like that much better.
Yeah. The reframes for me have been one of the biggest things, like especially because it helps me to rewrite the inner monologue in my brain about me and about who I am. And it shifts it into such a more compassionate, loving, and openness rather than like the harsh judgment. I feel like I could write a novel about the things that I have gotten from this group.
Aww.
And the transformativeness, that was not a word, transformativeness that I have received from it. I will not do that, but I do. Maybe we could contain it and keep it to like, what do you think your guys' favorite thing about the Sunday group is for you? Or like, what's one of the greatest gifts you've gotten from it? If you guys are open to answering that.
Yeah. And you as well.
Oh, 100%. I'm included in this.
Of course.
I'm doing it because I want to answer it and I want it to be fair.
I love that. I love the honesty. Like, no, I'm asking myself, but I'm curious what you guys have to say too. No, I love that.
And it shows the benefits of community.
Serious. It's so good. Because we really all do benefit from each other. Even the stories that we share or the things that we're going through, there's so much relatability often that it's relieving. It's relieving to hear somebody else express what you're feeling in your life. And just to be seen and heard. Like, there's so much satisfaction and comfort in that space if you find the right space for you.
And then when your friend comes to you with that challenge that hits so close to home to what you experience, to hear the words that come out of your mouth for that friend and go, oh, I should use that on myself, is very helpful.
Yeah. That's how I feel messages work. When we're drawn to connect and offer solace and comfort to somebody else who's struggling with something that we understand ourselves, whatever message we're delivering, whatever advice we're giving to them, it's really good to reflect on that yourself, because that is there for you just as much for them. I mean, that's why. So I've always paid attention to the things I say to other people. And in spirit, so they started saying, like, are you listening? And I'm like, yes, I'm listening. Thank you. Yes, I hear it.
I always love how you reflect that to us, but like especially to me in the group, because there are often times where I'm sharing something and I kind of just end up feeling like apologetic about it, or just like, I don't know, like my mind is like crazy, or just like it's so just like all of these things, but you're just like, you don't know how much I fucking relate to you right now. Like, even though I didn't personally share it in this, because like I had other stuff on my mind during my share, or just like other stuff was coming up, like this, I just like totally dealt with this, and I've been wanting and needing advice and comfort, and you just like took the words from my experience, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
That I think is what comes forward for me, to get back to your question of like, what's the biggest thing that we've received from the opportunity of being in group together. And so much of it is space for me to be honest and not be rushed, because our pace is slow. There's never any kind of like, okay, time is ticking, let's go, right? There is ample room, and there's no interruption from anybody. You guys, we all practice that holding space, letting the emotion come in and then the words to follow, right? So being allowed and gifted that time, an opportunity to feel and then express it. And even like in the getting it wrong, like when we're struggling to articulate our feelings because they're still sort of messy or jumbled, and we have this time to be like, oh, that's not quite it. And then you get to it. And then sometimes when we see struggle and we kind of have an idea, we might like, do you mean this? Just for clarification, like, because you're trying to understand where they're coming from. And then there's like, oh, yeah, that's it. So those opportunities to take up space, to speak my truth and be in my power and be honest, these have all been really beneficial practices for me. And also not connecting to anybody else's shit. Very, very good practice for me.
Yeah.
Right? Letting everyone have their experience and not needing to change your state of being. But also, that's also the practice that we do ourselves, is dealing with our own energies and our own emotions and owning them and not trying to give them to everybody else.
Right. Or not trying to take others on.
Yeah.
We're all very, I feel like that was
codependent recoveries.
Yeah. I feel like that was one of the first things that like we all really connected with each other, like in the group setting. It's like, oh yeah, we're a bunch of recovering people pleasers, people actively looking at our codependence and trying to build a new foundation for ourselves as individuals. So just doing it together, it's just like perfect practice, like you were saying.
Big practice of just communication. That in a nutshell. Just everything that comes along with space and communication and speaking. Like, it's been exactly in everything I've needed it to be. All thanks to you guys for continuing to show up. Oh my God, I feel so blessed.
Thank you for also continuing to show up, especially when you don't want to. We really, I feel like we couldn't have the group without you.
Thank you.
I'm just so grateful that you took the leadership role. And I know you say like, and it still is for yourself this whole time.
100%. I needed help being accountable to self-care.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm like, I need to work on my self-care. Can I have some help? And you're all like, I need to work on my self-care. So.
It pays to be selfish sometimes and can be incredibly beneficial to other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're all selfishly showing up to be in community
so
together.
So we can feel better.
Yeah. So paradoxical how that works. I love it.
So how about you, Polly? Over the last couple of years, what has this particular group? I do want you to talk about some of your other group experiences, because you have been branching out a bit the last year or two. Also,
you too, Nikki.
Thank you. But yeah, what have you really enjoyed and gotten out of the Self-Care Sunday?
Amazing new friends. Maggie, Karen, Nikki, like bonding more with my longstanding friends and the other people that we've met, because sometimes in groups you have like people who visit for a while and may come back later and maybe not, but they're always adding value and enriching everybody. I think the thing that just really strikes me the most, I think growing up, there was this concept that you couldn't share the messy bits of what's really going on with you because it's too hard for other people to experience with you or to receive it neutrally. And I think in the group, not only like that holding space is so powerful because it allows you to show up with things you wouldn't usually show people. And it has space to just breathe and run its course and heal and be seen. But I also think I've just really realized what a gift all that is when people when the people in our group take up space with anything. I'm always so blessed by what they share. And that's it. It's just that connection when done well is really powerful, is really what strikes me the most. And all the wisdom and reframing and I don't know. That's what I want to share.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice.
Heavily relate. I love the way that just like your brain organizes words and the way that you speak. Like whenever you point things out to me, like in the Sunday group, like after my share, I don't know, you seem like such a, or to me, your words always land in like such like a heart-centered way in place. And I feel like you just have this gift of like saying the deeper underlying things in just like such a loving and organized way. Like, I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't, and you have deflected. You're like, I don't see this in myself. I see these things in you or like these other things, but like that is always what I get from you. And I love the way that your brain works and how you communicate in the words that you say. You're great. Sorry, overloading.
I feel incredibly loved in this moment. Thank you so very much.
I hope
that
not
is
overwhelmingly.
So kind. Very deeply heartwarmingly.
Okay.
That was really kind. Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Words of affirmation are my love language, and I'm feeling all the love right now. Prepare yourselves, guys.
And you were really accurate, too. Can confirm Miss Polly here speaks from the heart, speaks gently.
So
That's
gently.
what I love. And the questions and just, I can confirm all of that you shared about her. That's nice.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Another good thing about the group.
So much love.
So much love.
So, Miss Maggie, what's your favorite thing
So Miss Me.
about
Let's
your
see.
Sunday group experience?
I've been sitting here, well, actively listening, of course, but also in the back of my mind, going through the list. The list is long. I'm not sure which one I want to share. There are so many things, guys.
I'm just going to run down a bullet point really fast.
I could.
Whatever you want to do.
One of the things that is deeply here that I don't often think about, but I do feel it so deeply. I feel like the group came to me at a very interesting and pivotal time in my life. Because 2023, I was 24, 25. But I think at that age and just like through your 20s or just being a young adult, it's such a weird, confusing time. Like I had just lived my life a certain way in the programs that I was inundated with from parents, from society. But I was just becoming aware of those things. I feel like there is so much of my life that I lived. I'm gonna fucking cry. You guys know this, and my therapist has said this to me. It's like I have very like masculine armor, even though I'm a lady. Like my ego and my mind tends to run, or has historically run, more masculine. And I grew up in like just groups of boys growing up, was very like tomboy energy, skateboarding, video games, like, and so I grew up mostly around guys. But I feel like I was never really comfortable in my femininity and did not understand it because of this history and like the relationships and just the people that I was around and the wounds that I had. I definitely guarded myself and armored myself in many ways. But I feel like meeting you two and having the group together, I feel like you guys have really taught my ego or my human self, but reminded my soul of what it means to be in like, it's gonna sound new agey spiritual, but like truly to be in like the divine feminine energy and like what it means to be a grounded, loving, empowered woman.
Wow.
And I think within that is like the other things, you know, because that's why I've had such a hard time opening myself to receive love. I've had a very overactive, judgmental, analytical, critical mind that has often been pointed on me. But I think you guys have just, again, like helped me rewire that and learn to receive. And it's just, it has opened up so much in like my nervous system, in my mind, in my ego, in my spirit. And I do feel like my soul is like very feminine.
Yeah.
Very soft, you know, all of those qualities. But I do firmly feel like if I hadn't met you and we didn't have this group, I think I would have still been incredibly guarded and very disconnected from who I am at my core. And
Wow.
I told you I could read a novel. And it's deep, I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Not sorry. This is a beautiful share. Thank you.
Cool. Because I'm all soft and gooey on the inside, but like I didn't allow that to be a thing. But like just the reflections that you guys have given me, I feel like you've shown me like more who I truly am and have helped me deconstruct the false perceptions of myself that I've created. And it just, yeah, I don't know. You guys are just beautiful reflections, and I just feel the most in tune and the most like in love and of compassion of myself that I've ever felt in the 27 years in this life on this planet. So yeah, I think you guys are wonderful, wonderful role models for me. And I love you both dearly. I'm going to stop there. I'm feeling vulnerable.
And that's exactly what I was hearing. Because you joined the group because you were seeking community, you were seeking opportunities to practice vulnerability.
Yeah.
That was one of the intentions. You've been doing a bang up job.
Thank you. You guys always like just gas me up when I like cry on camera. In this, you're like, yes, look at her go. She's having her feelings. And I'm like, shut up. No, I'm not. I don't want to do it. But no, I get better at it every time. Because you guys are just so loving and open. You're just like, yeah, have them. And I'm just like, my God, that's game changing. I don't have to just stuff them inside. I don't have to hide them. What?
And then now, on the other side, when I'm sharing how I'm feeling, like just randomly, like on a random meeting time, and I'm like, I'm feeling this way and blah, blah. And she goes, yeah, but do you need to change it? You know, because I'm like lamenting it, like how crappy I'm feeling. And I'm just trying to shift. And you're like, yeah, but do you need to? Is there something there maybe you can explore? You know, like you give me permission just to have the damn feeling. And that is such a breath of fresh air.
You taught me well.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're so receptive. And I did not know how good it felt until you started giving me my own medicine that I've given you.
Let's go.
That's been one of the biggest blessings too.
We share the medicine here.
Indeed, for sure. And it's such a relief to be in company of people that don't need you to change your feeling state. We can have feelings. I don't have to take it. You know, I'm not responsible for your feelings, but I'll help you look at it if that's what you're asking for. But you guys never asked me to shift. You guys never asked me to let some shit go or get over it or, you're just like, oh yeah, look at that. All right. This is really nice.
Yeah.
And there's so much opening after that. And then there's, it just happens where you're like, you can release it because you looked at it. Everyone looked at it, acknowledged it. Like, yeah, that looked painful. I'm so glad you got that spur out of your foot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. And all the years that people spend not just taking a moment to just give a little space to something.
Yeah.
And then they have to go through it over and over and over again instead of just saying, hey, what are you here to say feeling? Okay, well, what could we do about that? All right.
Yeah.
You're fine. All feelings are welcome here. But Maggie, I just have to say, I am a famously verbose person. I talk a lot. Right?
Yes.
Right? Facts. Your share it just made my whole body I felt so deeply and so quieted by it because I was just so floored by your ability to be vulnerable, but also just stand in your power and state who you are. And it just was really beautiful. You're really awesome.
Oh, thank you. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about.
This is what the whole thing is.
No, 100%. It's just weekly love fest.
And bravery, apparently.
And bravery.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it takes bravery
Yeah.
and courage to speak your truth and be honest with all the shit that you feel sometimes, or the mind thoughts, the programs that run you. It's hard work. But at the end, and it's just good job. There's just so much validation and support. It is incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It really is. Hey everyone, it's Nikki here. I really hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Listen, Maggie and I just wanted to take a quick moment and express how grateful we are for all of you who choose to spend your time, your very, very valuable time with us each episode, and for all of the engagement from liking and commenting, sharing and subscribing. All of this really helps support this soul-fulfilling project of ours. Not only does all of your engagement help spread the conversations of light and healing to people, but it also reminds us and lets us know that what we're creating is resonating with you, and that somehow we're being of service, which is a wonderful gift. Also, quickly wanted to share that if you do feel called to further support our podcast in a more personal way, we would love to have you over at our Patreon community. You can become a member there, and there are several monthly donation tiers that you can pick from, which gives you access to exclusive content like my monthly guided meditations. Or there's also the free community as well. Just be part of our world. Thank you. What a wonderful monumental help all of this is for our little 2-person DIY production. And a big, big thank you to all of our existing and our future patrons. Your support means the world. So if you'd like to join our community, you can find the link in all of our description boxes and home pages, wherever you're listening from. Or you can go directly to patreon.com/NTHP podcast, all in lowercase. All right, thank you. Now back to the episode. What I like is that there's so many groups in the world and just all over. It doesn't have to be the super heavy, deep shit that we talk about,
It
because
could be a pickleball club.
for fucking reals, a library is a great resource. I only found the journaling journeys on Wednesdays, Polly, was because of you. You're like, go find free yoga. And I'm like, I live in California and Los Angeles. We do not have free yoga out here. But I love the advice. But I did find a journaling journeys. I'm going back next Wednesday. Just to be around people that have a similar interest. Just to see what's there for me. No expectations. Just being around others that like journaling, that are maybe more into the healing mindset. You just follow your delight. They're not all going to work out. But you'll always get something. I've been in groups off and on since I was in elementary school. And they were never perfect for me, but they were perfect for me at the time with where I was. Let's just say, even if the group didn't work out the seeds were planted, right? The ideas, the connections, the curiosity, the inspiration was stoked. If you're, there's drawing clubs, there's dancing groups, there's language groups. Like, there's so much out there.
Music groups, drum circles,
every hobby,
shamanic
interest,
ceremony circles.
Hells yeah.
Everything.
Follow what delights you, what charms you, what scares you, just the littlest of bits. Right?
That's
not
good
like
advice.
terrifyingly like, oh my God, like I'm going to go jump out of a plane. Like, let's not, maybe we'll just go tightrope walking like a foot off the ground. Right?
Baby steps.
We'll just start there. We'll start hiking. I don't know, like however you get to your goals. But it's very enriching. And there's so many gifts that we don't even know are waiting for us. How many blessings and activations and reflections of ourself. And again, this whole thing, this whole season, this whole subject today is about going out there in a way that helps you identify or figure out who you are through the assistance of others.
And also really empowering you to be who you are around others. I think that being in the group has kind of instilled in me an ability to be around more people, to show up at different events, like say a cacao ceremony or something that may have sharing with people I don't know.
Terrifying.
And to just kind of drop into a space where I can be vulnerable and I can be real and I can enjoy the people around me instead of just being in the program of analyzing myself and feeling afraid. So
I love that you've been having a lot more opportunities to connect with others in different ceremonies and ways. Can you elaborate on that? Like, what sort of things have been drawing your attention? Like, since you started this, like, work, right? Since you've been exploring and meditating and making room for you, where have you found yourself gravitating? Like, what sorts of people or experiences have you opened yourself up to?
Well, I went to a cacao ceremony, and that was cool. I've also taken up yoga again, and that's been really lovely. And I think I've even observed with yoga. I've seen the same instructor now for many years, and I've watched myself grow into a comfort that allows it to be so much more fulfilling the longer I stick with it. So something that I think is important about groups or about group activities is that sometimes you don't know what you're going to receive from it at the beginning. It's a matter of continuing to show up. And as you continue to show up, like more and more things will be revealed to you. Sometimes things that you didn't think would be on the table. Like the yoga practitioner that I go see, she at the end does really quick reflexology, which I am not a big fan of people touching me for the most part, especially people that I, aren't like my chosen family or my family. But I grew into this practice at the end of yoga, and I've just recently started to, find it really rewarding and really opening and also really loving to a place like I think to allow that vulnerability, even just for a short while, is really transformative. And it took going to her classes for many years before I could be vulnerable like that and receive what she was offering. And I think it's really important to find whatever unlocks, the gifts in your groups and in the things that you do by sticking with them, even when they're hard.
Yeah.
I really feel you on like the physical touch boundary. And that definitely does take it takes a lot of inner work to practice building safe, trusting relationships to where you can allow your nervous system and your body to be open to those things. So good on you for continuing to show up and like open yourself. But like in your own time to where like at the start of the conversation we were talking about not rushing things or like forcing yourself into this stuff. Like the hermit phase of all of this is very necessary. so you can like recalibrate what community you want to draw in for yourself next. Again, like as within, so without. Like there are phases, things go through their own natural timing. But I love that. And I feel like you and I, Polly, have been on like a very similar timeline with things. Like I feel like I'm also like, after having built like safe relationships or, you know, being on like Nikki's table, that's also been like super helpful. Is like helping me, like, because I feel so safe with you, I can put down my guards in this way. But yeah.
I've been seeing that thank you for both sharing all of this, but safety keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Feeling safe to be vulnerable is important. Like there needs to be that element of safety before you can do the healing work, right? Because you're exposed, you're open wide when you're processing or sharing, which is why it's important to have gentle leaders and making sure that you feel safe, because egos can get in the way or vie for power or control, you know? And it's important, though, even as we're dismantling old programs, our mind is still going to want to see those things and look out for it. So sometimes it makes it up that it's happening when it's not, which is why communication is the important key here of like, what did you mean by that? How am I supposed to receive that statement? You know, and if they continue to be disrespectful, then that's when you leave, right? You're not forced to stay, nor should you ever be forced to stay in a group situation if it's no longer working for you.
Right.
You know, like I have asked a teacher before, I'm like, how do you know when you're done? Like whether you're done with therapy or done with this particular group. And her answer was, you just sort of know. And in my experience, that's exactly what happened. You just sort of know, like, I feel like I've learned everything I can from this mentor. And then you move on to the next mentor. You move on to the next stage and the next exploration phase. That just going with the flow and being where you need to be. There's no obligation except for to yourself and your own growth, right? Just, I think the intention is do no harm. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just feeling myself and finding where I belong. Belonging is important for satisfaction. Brene Brown talked about that a lot. You know, that's really what we're looking to feel, like we belong somewhere, that we're accepted as is without any modifications.
Right.
I don't need to change myself to make you feel more comfortable. It's okay, me just being me. If I'm too big in the moment, you have autonomy. You can move 10 feet away. You know, let others who need that warmth, that bigness, that expression come closer. Give them space. Go into the pocket. Go observe. You know, and I feel like feels right to me. I think we can all be shining stars. What movie gave us Encanto? You know, we're all stars. Like we all deserve to shine. We don't have to dim for others. So find where you can be you, be your light, where it's valued and respected.
Yeah. No, it's so important. Like finding community that feels like, I don't know, you were saying that and I just keep hearing like soul tribe. Like you guys to me feel like soul tribe. There's just such a connection. And it's just like instant safety and trust, even though it took practice and time. You know, that all relationships do.
They do.
To build these things.
Yep.
Just kind of bringing it back to how you were talking about, like, there's lots of different flavors of community too. Like we can get so many different things and fill the different plethora of needs and facets of ourselves that we have within us. I brought up like the pickleball club earlier. That's the next group that I'm going to go explore. Shout out my friend Saudi. She's been trying to bring me to this pickleball collective for a while.
How fun. Branch out, Maggie.
Yeah.
I love this for you.
I love this
really
for me
do.
too. I'm excited. It's going to be great. But I mean, I'm not expecting to go there and like find my soul tribe necessarily. Like but that feels
Find a fun tribe.
Your sweat tribe. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
group exercise has really always been a thing for
yeah.
me. You get those endorphins going and you're just like, yeah, we feel good together. That's what we do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
nice.
So you can
Physical
have your
tribe.
sweat tribe, like you said. You can have your soul tribe, your music, your
tribe.
art, creative tribe.
yeah.
Creative
Yes.
cluster.
I love those. Shout out Artist Way.
Shout out Nikki for the other group.
The other that I need
You have
desperately to stay connected with my creativity. It's all selfish.
You're just a natural born leader, though, at the same time. So
Thanks.
you were meant to lead and facilitate groups. Just benefits everyone else.
I'm here for it.
I think when you show up for yourself is when you're maximally showing up for others because all these things that you're selfishly doing have like served us so deeply. It's
I've gotten that reflection in the other groups as well. I am so loved. And that's also like a most amazing, mind-blowing experience. I'm like I've been loved. Like, don't get me wrong. I was loved as a child, but not to the degree of whole acceptance and just gratitude for me, just being me and speaking. Like, I've gotten so much love and support through all of these groups. Whew. It's just like, wow. It's just, it's a big wow. I do make sure that I stay grounded, however. I need to still stay grounded. I can't get too big for my britches, and like be an egotistical, maniacal mother bear.
I hear you, but I just don't know if somebody who like is like when I'm around you, I'm like, oh, good. Now I'm grounded because you are so grounded. You just have this energy about you. Like I can't fathom the too big for your britches. But if it happens, I'm just going to be like, wow, check it out. A new state of Nikki. This is very exciting.
I'm sorry. Could you just imagine our Sunday group and Nikki showing up trying to be this like too big for your britches,
Let
egotistical?
me tell you what you have to do now. This is the answer.
Yeah, just like so,
It's not my vibe.
but just like
You're right.
that club or the Sunday group itself, it's like you can't. That energy can't even exist in that space. How are you gonna?
Well, clearly
It's so
I make it all about
antithetical.
me,
I just imagine you breaking into laughter one day when you show up. You know what I mean? In this character. I invite it. I think it would be so funny.
All right, now I'm just going to try it. I'm going to try to
Please
be
do.
totally big ego energy. It's going to be a fun experiment.
You're gonna come in there and be like, all right, everybody listen up. The floor is mine for the next 2 hours. I don't give a shit about your feelings right now. And even if you say anything, I'm gonna tell you what you really mean. Like that's on what planet would that happen?
I know. I was told that like a while ago. Just keep a check on your ego. Which is
It's good
it's
advice.
Good. It is because leaders can get big egos. I have tripped over mine when I was a manager at McDonald's.
Sure.
Sure, I was also 23, but we're young, we learn. But yeah, so we have our experience. But I am constantly keeping it in check. But I'm also receiving fully the love and gratitude that I'm being offered from all around. It is very fulfilling and very gratifying. And it really helps to balance the work and me showing up and doing it. Right? I'm like, oh, they're receiving it. I'm so glad. Because that's really how I also know. I'm so grateful.
So am I.
Me three.
But I do love groups and healing circles. We're so distracted with technology and so disconnected that, I do like ceremony and ritual and nature and having intentional time that you connect with it.
Also, when you talk about like what's online and these like pseudo connections, there's a lot of surface there. There's a lot of, do you know what I mean? Like polishing of things and not showing you the backstory. And in groups and in person, there is more of the whole picture, which is so important to us not feeling like separate or like there's something wrong with us. You know what I mean? Because we show up to each other and we go, oh yeah, we're all having this human experience and it's totally cool. And in fact, it's really refreshing instead of the experience we're made to feel sometimes that we're supposed to be having, or the things we are supposed to be. So I'm very grateful for that.
There is that comfort too when you feel that your experience like is relatively normal to the human condition. You're like, okay, I'm crazy, but I'm not all that crazy, right? Like it's not out of pocket. Like it makes sense that I am the way that I am, or that I'm reacting in this way, and I'm going to work on how I show up and how I communicate. But there's a reason, and I can see it, right? And it is very comforting.
What I was wondering about is, because I hear you say how much you love groups, but I historically have said I'm not a group person. I'm not a joiner. And I'm just wondering how the two of you have felt about groups in the past. Like, do you feel like you've always loved groups, or is this new? Because I kind of wonder if it's not.
For me, I've always wanted to be in a group, and I've tried time and time again. From high school and freshman year, being in flags, being a flag cadet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did that. Didn't work out more than a year. Couldn't find my people. Was just dumped constantly by relationships and everything. College, joined a sorority, tried theater, trying to find my people. Again, surrounded by people that are like, huh? What? Why are you doing that? Like, okay, that's weird. You're weird. You're intimidating. You're this. And I'm like, nobody can see me. Which is why I moved. Because I'm like, also Spirit's like, you should leave Ohio. There's so much in Los Angeles. Go study healing. And then out here, trying to find groups and trying to find my people. And sometimes I fit for a little while, but then I don't. And then what was really helpful was when I was looking at this, because I'm like, people are constantly coming and going in my life. And I used to think it was me, like something's wrong with me. Nobody likes me. I'm not showing up in a particular way. And Karen one time said to me, she goes, have you ever considered that you just outgrow people quickly? Because you're so focused on growing and being and fulfilling your purpose and just living your spiritual life. She goes, you ever consider that? I'm like, oh, I guess not. And I did. And I'm like, maybe that is a bit about what it was. Because if I was too attached to any one group in any of these phases of my life, I wouldn't have felt free to continue to move about, to make my own path, to keep creating it, right? I would have become stuck in my happy little codependent state. So I'm learning to make peace with the past in that regard, and just really just continue to step into my authenticity and just being me unapologetically. But I like working with people. I like working with people that want to do it, that want to be there. Whether we're doodling or we're meditating or we're just talking about our feelings. So I think, I've always wanted to be part of a group, but I never found it until now, until the last few years.
I love when people want something and they can't find it outside of themselves, so they create it for everyone else, which is what you have done.
Yeah. How about you, Mackie? Were you always a group person?
I don't really know how to answer this question. Like, I feel like I have like opposing answers or like experiences. Because like I said earlier, I've generally been a very introverted and like struggled with social anxiety kind of person. But I think that ultimately stemmed from me not feeling like I also fit into a lot of spaces. But where I did always feel like I had a group and felt like I belonged was with my lifelong friendship with Everett. Shout out Everett.
Shout out Everett.
He's probably listening to this.
Nice.
Thank you for making it this far. I love you. He can also not listen. That's fine. He's a busy guy. But we've been like just best friends since kindergarten. Like, he's the longest outstanding relationship in my life. And I have always felt like I belonged and deeply connected with him. And so I think while I didn't really feel like I belonged with like other people at school, we didn't go to the same school together after elementary school. I kind of had like a lot of difficult relationships and like finding my people. And I think I did ultimately end up in a lot of groups or a lot of situations where I was just kind of doing the codependent thing of like, okay, well, like I don't feel like enough, but like these people seem really cool and like they let me in the group. And then I kind of stay in places too long, even though I like outgrow them. That has been something that I've been working on and learning to figure out who I am and what truly aligns with me. Fast forward to now and like 2 years ago when we started the group. Like this is also the most, like I just feel so seen here by you guys. And like there's no doubt in my mind that like, oh, this is what like true belongingness feels like. But my social anxiety also was like, hell no, I don't want to be in groups. People stay away from me. I want all the groups now, though. I so see the benefit. I'm like excited to get myself in the world and like just find more people, connect with more people, and just like share the joys of like the different interests that I have. And that's something I'm going to actively be working on. Love a group now. That's it.
So
Okay, thanks.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Polly? But knowing your past, that in the past you have not wanted to be in groups before, and it's terrifying. But how do you feel about it now? I love your face. Of
She was gearing up for a fuck no.
I can tell you it's not even that like it's like scary or anything. I literally was like, nope, not it. Nope, not. I just really, it would be that rare person that was like doing their own thing that I was like, fuck yeah, that's it. You know, like I like the outliers. I like really like a goodness of fit. And there were a lot of groups that I was like, my parents encouraged me to try like everything. So like soccer and like just a lot of group related things. Like
was speech and debate their idea?
Speech and debate was more mine, but that was very independent, right? You give a speech by yourself, but you're part of a team of people who also do things by themselves. So that felt good, you know? But generally speaking, yeah, groups. I mean, in theater felt more at home. But for the most part, I don't like groups. I still don't. I mean, I like our group, and I'm open to being in other settings that are of similar mind. But there's lots of groups out there that I'm like, wow, this is a lot of energy. This is a lot of people. I think I like a one-on-one or, you know, a small group. So I think it's really rad that you guys are so excited about mini groups. I'm genuinely only excited about like whatever other one or two groups might really suit me. And often when I'm in groups, I'm often very separate, but
like in jazzercise or like the exercise, like the yoga things.
Yeah.
So like you're in a group setting, but you're still with yourself and doing your own thing.
And in fact,
right?
I find it easiest to be with myself sometimes in those settings, which is really ironic, right? Like I used to, like I love to dance and I don't like crowded spaces. And I'll go to a concert and I will dance by myself. Like I will create a bubble around me and I will dance and be in bliss. And I will look at other people a little bit and be like, oh, there's another person like me. See, they're in the music. They're not, do you know what I mean? Like they're here for the same thing, for the same kind of communion. It's interesting because I love connecting with people and I love knowing people on a deep level, but I really think that that's a really intimate thing. And a lot of groups are not intimate, and I tend to find them to be overwhelming because there's a lot of energies and a lot, like I really just like to sync up with people and really know them. And in a big group, I feel pulled in a million directions and confused and discombobulated and seeking grounding. So yeah, so I don't think I'm a group person even still, but I am in some circumstances, I guess.
It's like you become a group person in a particular environment with particular kinds of people.
Intentional, intimate,
respectful
settings.
I think that's just deeply true. I think that might always be true. I'm really not sure. I mean, you never know.
And I think that's why it's important to find the groups for you, the community for you, your people, the ones that you feel safe with, that you can be yourself. You know, because I'm thinking back to the cacao ceremony where you didn't hardly know anybody, but how you still felt good. and connecting with others, and you felt gentle with yourself.
And what's really interesting about that is if I came back to that group over and over and over, I feel like, and it was the same people, I almost feel like that would be too big of a group for me because there was maybe 18 people in that group. And I think the more I got to know everybody, maybe I would feel like this is too many energies to connect with. But the cacao ceremony was very going inside and then just sharing at the beginning and sharing at the end. So I feel like it was okay. It was kind of like part concert, part group.
I love that it's like you're finding your sweet spot.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yes.
you're just and I think this is really good information to share with everybody. A lot of it is experimentation. Like, okay, 18 was too many, but it wasn't so bad because it wasn't so much. And like you're kind of figuring out what you like, where your boundaries are, what is your preference, what can you be okay being uncomfortable with. Right.
And what challenges are good challenges? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you discover, like, I don't think I would have enjoyed, for example, here's a better example. So we used to go to these like gatherings of people, like hippie people
Some of the
around
rainbow
fires. Yeah.
the
yeah.
rainbow gathering.
And but these weren't though. These were just gatherings of people that we
Oh.
met through that
Okay.
like would have fires for the moon. And when we went to them like 20 years ago, I remember, there's the whole passing the feather or like everyone taking up space and sharing their truths or their heart song. And I remember it being like pure torture for me. This concept that I'm supposed to share personal things. And occasionally my husband would share things that I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want people to know that. I feel too seen. What's going on? So I did not like that. The ironic thing, though, is that one of the people who was often there had a birthday party this last year, and I went to his house for a more intimate gathering of like-minded people, similar way of that we all know each other. And we not only did the pass the feather once, we did it 3 times because he said, for my birthday, I just want your truths. That's what I want. I want there to be space for you to share.
I love that too.
And the cool thing is that I was able to kind of show up at the beginning pretty well, but I love that he had us go around 3 times because each time it just went deeper. And I think it's just really awesome that I went in that 20-year period from not being able to share myself with people to being able to share myself with people in that same way, but in a, like find my setting, find my group, but also find my ability to speak and my ability to be comfortable and my understanding of why it was valuable, because I don't think any of those things were things I understood 20 years ago. So it's also good to revisit things and say, what is this for me now? I know what it was then, but.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a great awareness. And also I love how you're just like giving yourself a pat on the back. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rewire that relationship with yourself. You go. And it's true. That is like very beautiful, self-compassionate, loving growth.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. To me personally, I feel like the energy is starting to wind down a little bit.
Okay.
I want to maybe put a little container, a little structure on the end of the episode. If there's any tools, tips, or just any further information or shares we want to bring to the space, I could kick it off by answering the more specific question you had, and then we can jump into the end.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
So hearing that maybe you are interested in continuing to expand your community, what were you thinking? Like, what sort of group is sort of like piquing your interest?
So there have been some group opportunities that have been presenting themselves to me over time. I think before, like how you mentioned a couple years ago, how I'm like interested in finding more spiritual people. I think I'm kind of less holding on so tightly to just like that one idea. And I am much more open now to different communities and different tribes for different facets of myself.
Yeah.
To just like express and connect with people for the different parts of me.
Yes.
So like the pickleball community is one of those. That one's definitely top of the list. And that's just fun. That's getting moving. That's being in joy and like fun, playful competition with others. I have a friend group of mine that is interested in playing more music together at my friend's studio space. Like a friend of a friend is like, oh my God, you like this one artist? I love this artist. Oh my God, you play things and you're making stuff? Oh my God, let's go play. So that is something over the last I think month or two. That's something that's in the works. So things like that. Like I'm open to attracting in more types of community in whatever I'm looking to express. I don't know, like it's ever evolving, it's ever changing. So I'm excited to see what other groups present themselves. The fun, light, playful groups. Just to build those skills, build those social skills. Mm-hmm. Prove to myself after years of, I wouldn't say that like I was hiding, but I do have a tendency to spend a lot of time by myself. And this part of my healing path and journey has been very inward focused and very much about like solitude. Let me learn who I am. Let me learn how to love and show up for myself, figure out my boundaries. But now I feel the most equipped ever to go out into the world and not be able to lose my sense of self. Which is huge, which is what I loved about your share, Polly, about how you seem like you might not want to be like enmeshed in a group, but you're so about having your own individual experience next to groups, which is like you're still in the group, but I think the common idea is like a rope connected or like a string connected with everyone. But you can be yourself and having your own individual experience in or like next to another person having their individual experience. It's together, but it's yours. And I feel like I finally have the tools and resources to do that and to know that like even if I have like a poor experience or I feel like these people didn't connect, that on the drive home I can be like, you know what? Maybe these just aren't necessarily my people. Maybe I should try a different group instead of running the codependent programs and being like, that went so badly. I feel horrible about myself. I'm not this. I'm not that. I am not enough for these people. And then trying over and over again in a space that isn't for me. Like,
you have so many more coping tools and awarenesses that you're better able to take care of yourself while in a group setting.
Yes.
Because you have been learning to discern what is yours and what is others and not taking it on if it's not yours and showing up as you. So it makes sense that because you've had this practice and you have been growing these interpersonal skills, that now it makes sense that you're ready to explore a bit more. And I also like how you're going in like a very low stakes kind of environment. That's also what I like about the different groups is some groups are inherently surface.
Yeah.
Right? You like mountain biking. Go mountain biking as a group. Found a good trail. Go do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
not everything has to be this like
So
deep
deep.
emotional soul,
like serious.
holding space, working through your trauma. Like no.
That's
Doesn't
only
have to
if
be all
you are
that.
called
Right.
to do that.
That seems to be our favorite amongst us three.
I do like it
With that
you
deep
know?
level of intention. But yeah.
Right? But also there's so much out there. So many resources. Meetup.com, the Meetup app. There's groups everywhere. And it's just a practice of showing up, of being there, going for you first and foremost, and just working on your shit if that's what you're so called to do. Or don't. Go do something else. Like, I don't care. But there's so
Hermit
much.
phases are allowed.
Right. Go
But
do
balance though.
Right. I've just been feeling called, so I've just been listening and being like, okay, I'm open. Show me the way. And then you pay attention to what people talk to you about and what you notice. And Polly, are there any groups that you are thinking about checking out?
Yes, there is. I went to the cacao ceremony, and the thing that came to me was that I love dancing. Dancing is meditation for me. It's healing for me. It's really phenomenal. I love it. And so I asked there if anyone knew of any places to dance. And there are a couple like groups that I could go stop in and dance with. And so I'm just kind of building up to it, I think. I've definitely been in groups like that before. And I know it's something that I like. But it's also, you know, you never know what the vibe will be. And I have to build up some courage and some timing. But I'm really looking forward to that because I think what I've realized in our conversation today is that I'm a really intimate person. I really like to really know people deeply and connect about real things. But I think there's something I really love about being an observer in a group or just being a separate little thing in a group. You know what I mean? Like I like mass travel. Like I like being on a plane and not interacting with anyone, but seeing so many people and just being one unto myself.
Yeah.
And so I think I need more of that kind of, do you know what I mean? Where I can show up to something where other people are connecting, where I'm not required to, where I can kind of connect from a different place just by being there without needing to be interactive. I think that would be really empowering because I think sometimes it's the interacting that kind of overwhelms me. So I think that could be a cool thing. And it's kind of like traveling, which I really miss. So I could travel to different groups or different settings and just kind of immerse myself without the obligation of the socializing or having to concern myself with how I'm seen or how the interactions went because I wouldn't be doing a lot of interactions. And if I did, it would probably be just a little delightful treat here and there because it caught my attention enough that I was willing to honor it.
You like the vibe of being like a assistant teacher sitting in on a class.
Yes.
That's
Like
is that your energy?
I hear you're saying TA, and I keep hearing paleontologist. No, that's the dinosaur one.
Ethnographer.
That's the one. That's the where you study. Where you study other cultures
and you're immersed,
without getting involved.
But you're not additive.
Yeah.
Yes, you're immersed. Like you're not trying to rock the boat. You're going with the flow, but you're not adding as much because you don't want to,
disturb the ecosystem.
Right. Yes, I love this.
Right.
I really do.
This has always been a quality of yours as well. And I think this is one of your gifts and talents of being able to observe, witness, understand somebody else, and then process it in your own way and then write. I can see your system configured in this way. And I hope you do find groups where you can have an individual experience, witness the group dynamic, connect and share as you feel drawn to, and just have that experience for you if that's what you feel would help you grow.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot you can add by doing that too. Like it's not so much like you show up and you just take the energy. It's like I can show up and I can laugh and I can see and I can support without necessarily needing to take up that same kind of space myself. So I just think I would really like that. I think it's something I miss that I used to really know about myself. So, yeah.
Yeah, as you were saying all that, I was wondering if this is just, it's so a part of you because you get so much joy. You're a compersioning person. You get the joy from witnessing other people be in their joy. So you think those things are linked?
Even people when they're not in joy, I think just kind of sending them love also feels really enriching to me. Just to kind of like, I don't know, bear witness in like energetic communion, but not so much in interaction all the time. Like I don't know if that's a real thing, but I feel that deeply. So.
Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here, Polly.
Thank you for having me. I don't think I would be on a podcast with anyone else. You are the safest people, and I feel so at home with you. And I appreciate the challenge to kind of be more brave and be more present and be more seen. And I really appreciate the opportunity to spend more time with you guys doing something like this, which I listen to, but to get to be part, to see how it's made. It's pretty awesome. So thank you so much.
Pleasure.
God, thank you. I really admire your bravery and courage in doing this. I think kind of for us. Let's be honest. I feel like you normally wouldn't choose to do this.
She nods her head and yes.
I just feel like that's just a testament to, number one, how much you love us. And right back at you. But also how much you've grown. And it's just, I know that it felt like a challenge, but it's awesome that you were just like up for the challenge. And you're like, you know what, I'm going to show up and it's going to be all good. And I'm going to ask that we meditate together beforehand, which was great.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. But it's just, you go. I don't want to say I'm proud of you.
Oh, we do, but we do that.
We do
that.
Okay.
We do.
We're
so
I'm proud
Polly.
of you.
Thank you.
So proud of Polly today.
Also proud of you guys all the time. No, and the really ironic thing is, so Nikki said, Polly, we have this idea. We just want you to be open-minded. Hear me out. And I like heard the question. I was like, okay, like we'll try that. We can try. Like I didn't feel resistant at all. I was just like, I can try new things with my really safe people. Oh, I can be brave. These are people I'm brave with. So I think it's kind of ironic how easy it was to say yes to something that does not sound like something I would say yes to. So
I know.
Yeah.
I was quite delighted. I was.
I love you.
Love you.
They don't usually do that on podcasts. I love you. There's a first for everything. It's okay.
And that is just what we bring to Navigating the Healing Path podcast is all of the love.
All the love. Did we cover the bases, Maggie?
I think so. Yeah. I
feel like
content.
I said the important things because a lot of this is figure it out yourself, bro. Like
trial and error.
Seriously,
it's all just learning.
This is just figuring out who you are, what you need, speak your needs, receive your needs. You know?
Mm-hmm. And know that there's people out there for you. Yeah. There are people out there for you.
Yes.
You are not alone.
Nope.
Somebody else needs to hear your story.
And if you don't find it, make it.
Totally.
Like you do whatever feels best and your highest good. But keep moving forward. Keep connecting. Get to know yourself. This is tough. Human life is tough. But it doesn't have to be so hard. We don't have to carry it all ourselves. And finding a nice community where you feel supported, but also balanced. The energy should always be balanced. You give, you receive.
Community and really intentional, conscious community has been life-changing for me. Mm-hmm. And I am so deeply grateful for you both. And just the magic of finding you two souls at this particular time in life. Thank God we incarnated at the same time. It's crazy.
It is just a delight to watch us all transform together.
Yeah, like you said, life is hard. We need support. We need to lean on other people.
We
Let other people in.
To be supported. It's good to support others, but it's also really good to be supported when you need it.
And other people allow us to learn more about ourselves by being reflections for us. Like there's so much. But we will stop there.
Okay. Until next time, bye. No, I'm just kidding. How are we doing this? How do you want to outro this, Maggie?
I'm on it. Thank you, Polly, for being here with us today. This was such a lovely conversation.
Polly.
Love you so much. Nikki, love you so much. Thank you for being here with me always. This podcast is such a delight. For my humanness and for my soul. Fun stuff. And thank you, listeners, everyone out there tuning in. We hope you find just the most beautiful, aligned community that embraces you with love and warmth and openness and safety that you deserve. It's out there.
May you get exactly what you're looking for and more.
Our next episode in 2 weeks' time is going to be the very final episode of season 3 of Navigating the Healing Path podcast. We are going to close out this wondrous season of talking about becoming the loving and compassionate observer in life.
I'm very excited about this.
Me too.
I have no idea. It just feels so good.
It does feel so good.
It feels like this is the end game. Like this is the goal.
It feels really all-encompassing.
It does.
And I feel like we're going to have a great time tuning into Polly's energy when she's at a concert. We're just going to hang back from our egos, from our minds, and just watch and be in the flow of the conversation and enjoy what's here in the present moment.
Indeed.
So If you're looking for more content from us in the meantime, you can also go to our Patreon page. Over there, we have special guided meditations, and we do more raw, uncut, real, talking about the shit in our lives, conversations. Over there, we call them side reels. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Is it possible we could just invite them to just open the door a little bit so they are open to groups?
What do you mean?
Is there an invitation?
You do it.
I don't know what the invitation.
You just said something about it, so go ahead.
No, I don't know if I should. Maggie's doing
When
it.
you speak through your heart, it's most genuine. And you do have a wish for the listeners. Take it away, Polly.
I do really hope that the listeners will just take a tiny step towards receiving a greater sense of community so that hopefully they can start to experience what we've experienced in being seen and supported and transformed and in the delight of wonderful people.
Yeah.
Amen.
Thank you. Beautiful.
So it is.
So it is.
Thank you so much, you two. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. So excited to catch you on the next one.
Peace and blessings.
Look at that. And you gave us the space for a much better outro than what was happening. Good job.
Indeed.
I was
Very
so
good.
enjoying like the pump up the volumeness of Maggie, like doing the closing it out, like do you know what I mean? Like